I'm ready for action.
All right, what's up, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? How y'all doing tonight? This is TK from Comic Insider, and we're here with Eddie Bryce. Man, how you doing tonight, sir?
What's up? All of you out in Digitalville?
Yeah, these new virtual, like the digital interviews, man, it's a little bit of a trip. Speaking of, how you doing through all this crisis, man?
Oh, man, thriving. It's been a crazy time, and I'm amazed at how much work I'm getting in the art field, considering it's a luxury item. I was all set to tighten my belt, maybe have to put extra belt hole.
Right.
And I've got more work than I can handle.
Well,
that's
good. That's glad to hear.
They're staying home. They're browsing. They're looking. They're getting bored. They're wanting art, and I'm one of the people they're finding, and that's great.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad. It's always good to hear, especially in times like this, because this is new territory for all of us. I mean, this never happened in any of our lifetimes. It's a little bit of a trip. I mean, once again, I have to say to you, sir, thank you so much again for being on the show. If it wasn't for all my celebrity friends, helping me out like this, keeping me relevant, I would probably be homeless in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, so first off, I want to talk, a little bit, obviously, about your artwork, man, because one of the things that I like ever since we did our interview, and since, I've seen the artwork that you do, is you're a little bit set apart from a lot of artists, because a lot of artists, they don't do the 3D art. And that was mind-blowing. I mean, we got to chat at, Bubba Fest last year. And before doing the interview, I mean, I must have stood there for like 5 minutes and days, just in a trance by your artwork. I mean, the DC stuff, especially, I wanted to buy the Reverse Flash and the Flash one you had, and I was like, oh my God, I have to have gas money for the way home.
Well, and the thing is, I only do 10 of each piece, and that one's gone. It's gone forever.
Oh, man.
The 10th one sold that weekend.
That was a good picture, too. I mean, that was like, it stretched across the screen. I sat there, and my cameraman was like, dude, don't buy it. He's like, we're not going to have enough gas money to get home if you do. I was like, all right.
Somebody did. Well, that one is the size. Predominantly, I work in two sizes, and that one was 7 by 28, 7 inches tall and 28 inches across. So that size shadow box, you can do some really cool panoramic stuff. I've got another one that's that size that's gone. All 10 of them are gone, and it's one of my favorites I've ever done. It's the Millennium Falcon being chased through the asteroid field by TIE fighters. And
that's amazing. I got to see that one, I think, there.
Objects in the picture, and the TIE fighters are weaving in and out of asteroids. But it's that same panoramic size. And then the other size is 11 by 14. Sometimes I'll do a 12 by 16 on request, but those are my main two sizes that are the best to work with. And like I said, I'll make a piece, and there's only 10 made, and once the 10 are
gone, that's it.
They're gone. Right, and then no two of the 10 are alike, because I'll do different things with parts from each one to the other. For example, the Thanos that I did that has actual lights where he's wearing the gauntlet, his eyes the gauntlet. The gemstones will be in a different order color-wise every time I do them. So no two of them will be quite alike.
Well, that's cool, man. I mean, that way you're always putting off original artwork, man. Like every time.
Or I may even put like a word bubble that wasn't in the last one. You know, like Spidey's saying something quippy. You know, or the next one, Green Goblin, in the same piece as he's the one saying something.
Right,
So
right.
if someone buys a piece and they see somebody else's of the same thing, they can compare and go, wait a minute, this is not the same. Because I always take the time to make them one at a time. I don't do like an assembly line because they take about a work week to do one. And that's after the original artwork's done.
With the original artwork included, how long does it take per piece? Because you said, they're not all alike to the exact, tweak them up a little bit. But, I mean, with the artwork and, like, the process of, I mean, I don't know how you do the 3D stuff. I just know it's awesome. Like,
it's sorcery. No, but it's a lot of this. But
you deal with Doctor Strange, huh?
Yeah, that works with the 3-year-olds. But no, it all starts with good artwork, and then the process of putting it into the layering is all hand cutting and mounting it on wood and stuff. And it's just a little trickery for you not to see, behind the curtain. And it gives you that illusion of depth in the layers. But like, for example, that Millennium Falcon one, there's 50 different asteroids I drew. I hand draw each asteroid, and it ranged from like 3 inches across to some that are this big. And but every little detail is in every bit of it. And so that can be very tedious and meticulous. But when you see a piece, it pays off. It's a good payoff to see the finished piece.
Right, and awesome work, always, man. Like I said, I've never walked up to somebody's booth, ready to do an interview and actually got caught in a trance by their artwork. Like,
well, thank you. I was at. Have you ever been to Memphis Expo, Comic Expo?
I think we're supposed to go, but it got. I don't even know if they canceled it yet. I don't know if it's moved or canceled, but I think they're rescheduling it at best.
Last year, this was an amazing thing that happened. I went for the first time to that show last year, and it's a Saturday and Sunday show, and Saturday, this guy came up to my table and was looking at all the 3D stuff, and he said, "Do you mind if I take a quick video of a couple of these to show my friend? He's going to want to see them." And I usually don't allow people to film or photograph, because you probably know this. You'll have people that'll go through your whole portfolio and snapshots.
And then, they could just print it out, which is just not right.
Well, I usually say no, but the vibe the guy gave me, I said yes to him. And so the next day, he comes back that afternoon with his friend that he had referred to the day before. And that guy he sent me a couple of videos of these 3D pieces. And as soon as I got off work, I drove here. And I said, you drove here from work? What, yesterday? He said, yeah. I said, where do you work? And he said, Austin, Texas.
Oh!
And I looked it up. That's a 9-hour drive from Austin, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, traffic's good. Oh my God.
After working his shift, and he was a construction worker, and I've done that job when I was a younger man. I'm like, golly, you got to be tired. But he purchased 2 of them that day.
Awesome.
He said, I came to see. So I said, so you drove all the way from Austin, Texas to be at this show? He goes, no, I drove all the way from Austin, Texas to meet you and get that one and that one. And he just pointed the 2 out he wanted.
That's awesome, man.
Golly, I don't know how to. That was kind of surreal, I wasn't sure how to process it. When in doubt, just say thank you. You know what I mean?
Right, right. So, I mean, a lot of stuff, all the 3D stuff and everything you do, was one of some of the, like, not one of the, but, like, a couple of your favorite pieces you ever done, whether it be Marvel, DC, Star Wars, just a couple of things you've done and you were like, man, this is epic.
There's been a lot of those over the past, because a lot of people don't know when they meet me that I'm now in my 7th year of drawing. I didn't know I could do this till I was 42, and so it's been crazy. I went to my first show as a fan, and then I got to meet, like, I met Jim Steranko the first show I ever went to, and
Right on.
several other legends. And then I was inspired. I've always loved this stuff, and I've always, like, I collected comics, I collected Heavy Metal magazine, and I kept up with the artists that I like and the writers too. And I always appreciated the art to the point where I could point out, I could guess an artist by their style, but I didn't draw. I thought that was for other people. It seemed a world away from the little town I grew up in. And so then when we went to our first show, um, it's been, it didn't seem so far off after I met some of these actual guys. And so I got inspired and I told my wife, I said, I think I want to learn to draw. And this was on the way home from that show. And so we stopped at Walmart, got a sketch pad and some pens and pencils, and I sat at the dinner table and Googled how to draw comics and just went down the rabbit hole with ambition and drive. Not to be a professional, but to just, I wanted to learn this. This is something new I wanted to try. And a month later, I got into my first show under the banner of a
Damn.
small independent comic company out of St. Louis, who is run by he's now my son-in-law. That's how that worked. But as far as milestone pieces, I would have to say for the 3D art, it's always cool when one works. Like, because when I'm drawing it, I don't know if it's going to work or not. And
Right, right.
so when it comes together and I go, wow, that's awesome. And it's usually at 3 in the morning in this room I'm in, and I can't tell anybody till the next day. And because when I first got started, if I drew something really cool, I would wake my wife up at 3 a.m. and I go, hey, quick, adjust your eyes. And she's like, turn that light on. And I'm going, wait, you got to see what I drew. I can't believe I drew it. So I had to stop doing that, and I had to just sit on it and wait, and then I'd post it on Facebook the next morning and show her and stuff. But I would have to say probably the latest favorite 3D that I've done is the Neo, if you've seen that one.
Oh, yeah, The
Um,
Matrix.
yeah, it's Neo. He's got his hand up, and all the bullets are stopping in midair. And that just lends itself to being a cool 3D piece because all the bullets are floating on the glass in front of him.
Right, right.
And but then he's layered too, like his torso and his face is a little further out than his neck and torso, and then his hand sticking out like this is further out than the rest of him. And then you've got a gap between all that and all these bullets. There's like 80 bullets on the glass, and I think 82. But then I'll do 83 on the next one, so it'll be different. Whatever I
Always
have to
changing
do.
it up. All right.
But and then I did a print of that. I did a limited 20 prints, and hold on, I'll show you.
What a hell of an
The
origin
next,
story.
sorry about that. The next 20 people, the next 20 orders I get for art, they get a special Neo variant print. It's Neo stopping the coronavirus.
What? Y'all check that out. That's amazing.
Those are the corona molecules, and he's they're all numbered and signed, and then they all have the quote, I know social distancing.
Dude, oh my God, that is awesome.
Well, what's crazy is I announced that just a few days ago, and I have 7 of them left, and I only made 20.
Oh, hold on, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, the camera froze up
I'll-
for a second.
I only made 20 of them, and I only have 7 left
Oh, damn.
already. That's how busy it's been just here at home. Like, for example, I'll give you a sneak peek. Um, I'm doing a quick commission. This is a
Domino! What?
domino, and I'm just doing the fine touches on it tonight, and then mailing it in the morning for a customer. But it's 9x12 on gray paper.
Right, right.
So I love working on toned paper, color paper, because like they also get this. That's Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, Star Wars, yes.
Uka. Well, that's on tan paper, and I did that one. Oh man, a bunch of stuff got. Sorry, I did that one on tan paper on Facebook Live Friday night. I usually most Friday nights or Saturday nights I'm doing a live video if I'm home, and there's no conventions right now, so I'm doing a lot of those.
Right,
And
right.
so like at 8 Eastern time, my art page I go live and draw, and so I was drawing that Ahsoka, and I had done. I'll usually do a rough sketch. Sometimes I'll actually go from there's nothing on the paper yet, and I just start drawing. But this one I knew would take a longer than an hour, and so I pre-sketched it real quick, and I was starting to ink it, and I started at 8 o'clock. At 8:06, my wife came in here and had a note written for me to read, and it said that picture is already sold. So it sold 6 minutes after I started.
Damn,
Like,
man.
golly,
That's awesome.
I hope I don't screw it up because the money's already been sent in. Well, then after that, the customer contacted me because I contacted them and said, thank you so much for buying this picture. And they said, can you do a domino too? And so I said, yeah. And so
That's where the domino came from. All right.
So it's all going in the mail tomorrow, complete with a hand-drawn envelope of, since they're a Star Wars fan, I did a droid trooper on the envelope.
Roger, yes. That is awesome.
But that's one of the things I do that's free. Like that droid trooper, it took little to no time to do, but I always put something on the envelope, and then I say something about don't bend this. But how would that character say don't bend this envelope? And that's why he's saying Roger, Roger.
That's awesome,
like
man.
I did one of Ben Graham, and he's saying if you bend this, it's clobbering time. And
yes,
the
the thing
is the envelope from the other side of the envelope. Reed Richards' arm is like doing this, where it's stretching, and he's rabbit earing the thing, while he's saying that.
That is awesome. That's almost like you gotta save the envelope now too.
Well, that's the thing. I've got fans that send me pictures after they get their package, and they have cut the front of the envelope out and framed it.
That is awesome, man.
And I had a guy, he got a package at his business that I've done for him, and the mailman usually just drops the mail off. He said the mailman asked to speak to the person this was addressed to, and he said, so they get me out of the back, and he said the mailman goes, who is the guy that drew this? I love this envelope. And he told me, he said he's a friend of mine, and he said, well, this might sound weird coming from your mailman, but what's in it? And he goes, it's more artwork. And he said, can I see it? And so the guy opened it so the postman could see what was inside. And so all that was it was a way to try to keep people from bending the envelope, just in a funny way to be more respectful of the envelope. Because I've heard my share of horror stories about, it was bent double in my mailbox, things like that. And I don't want any of my artwork coming in damaged. And so I had just started off as just a simple line drawing and don't bend, and then it just grew into this where I do finished art. And like I said, I've got fans that frame it. One, I did a Judge Dredd for a guy, and I put Judge Dredd on the outside, and it said, "Bend and be judged."
Yes.
Well, the guy cut out the shape, all around the shape of the picture I'd drawn, and put it in a frame, and had a plastic Judge Dredd badge that he mounted with the frame.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
Art, and he sent me a snapshot of it, and I was like, dude, that made my day. That's awesome.
Heck yeah, that was a trip.
Mile for the customer. Especially in times like this when it's like, some people, it's like, we're having a big issue with people wondering when they have the money for their next meal, much less art, And so I'm wanting to make sure that it's a great experience, whether I meet them personally at a show or whether it's corresponding through digital means and then the mail. I want them to come away going, hey, if you want some quality stuff at a great price, and you got love, was put into what you get, call this guy,
Right, whether it's at a show or whether they hit you up on their website. Speaking of, we can't keep you on here all night, man, but I wanted to ask before we do go, if you could let some of, for your fans, the fans of Comic Insider, just random people that stumble across this interview, way to find your website, be able to hit you up, be able to find your artwork.
You can go to eddieprice.net. That's all one word. And that website will give you access to my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, my phone number, whatever you need.
All right.
Yes, eddieprice.net.
You guys heard it from the legend himself. This is TK with Comic Insider. Like and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. We will see you in the multiverse. And remember, this is the only show that has a clean bill of health from Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate, and Doctor Who. We will see you in the multiverse. Gotta run.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Men, and you should like, subscribe, watch, then tell all your other friends to like and subscribe Comic Insider. You better be watching it. Yes, I will. Yeah, I will. I'll let you down and find you. I'm trained, You better be watching. Insider.